So, in last class we have discussed lookup, and in that lookup we have only discussed the type static, what the static lookup means. So, while learning data warehousing concept, we have learned like SED type 1, SED type 2, type 3. Anyone remember what SED type 1 means? SED, what SED means? So SAD means slowly changing dimension. So we saw three type 1, type 2, type 3. So type 1 means simply update. If record is existing, just update that. If it is not existing, insert. Type 2 means whenever we need to track history based on some column. Suppose uh, for a particular customer there is one record with city Mumbai. But now again the next record is coming with city Pune. In SED type 1, what we will do, we'll just directly go and update the city for the previous record. This is what SED type 1 means. So if this is your source, and in target, suppose you have values like this. Here you will be having surrogate key as well. So here it changes to suppose. So this is the record. Fine. So in case of type 1, 101 record, see the city column is changing. It's from source we are getting Nagpur, and in target it's Pune. So you can just directly what it will do, it will just compare the natural key column, and it will directly go and update the value. This is how SED type 1 works. And while comparing this record, it will reject this record because all the attributes are same. Fine. So all the attribute means you need to consider, like, see, id will never change for customer. First name also will not change for any of the customer. Last name may change, and city also may change. So what all columns comes under changed column, you need to consider. And in real time, client will provide that in this table these columns are expected. The values may change for these many columns, so you can track SED type 2 for those columns. Fine. So in SED type 2, how it will look like, suppose previously it was Pune, it got inserted on 1st Jan 2016. This also got inserted on 1st Jan 2016, and that will be 12 31 12 31st December. So both the records are open now. This date is 12/31/9999. This is the big value. So this date is yet to come. So till the time the record is open, means the record is active, you will see this bigger date over here. So now suppose assume like today it's 2nd Jan, and now again we are getting this value from source. So for first record, what it will do, it will go and insert a new record saying 3 with 2nd Jan 2016, control C, control V. As this is SED type 2, so for particular customer you will be having only one open record. Now previously the city was Pune, now it's Nagpur. So we need to close the previous record. So based on this surrogate key, now you cannot use this natural key because you will be having multiple occurrences of this key. So based on this surrogate key, what we will do, we'll just close the previous record. This is how SED type 2 works. Fine. Type 3 will discuss later on. Once we're done with type 1 and type 2, I'll show you how type 3 works. Understood type 1, type 2? Fine. So this is how our data is. So we'll create a mapping to track SED type 1 now. So I'll just go and I'll just import the source data. In real time, you will see the surrogate key in type 1 as well. Even though we can perform the same thing, means updating the record we can do on the natural key, cause there will be only single occurrence for that natural key. We can just directly go and update, but still you will have the surrogate key in real time in your type 1 dimension as well, cause fact will hold all the measures and the keys from all the dimensions. So to make in sync, we'll use always the surrogate key for the dimension. So now what is my requirement is, if the record is exist in target, I just want to update that record. If record is not exist in the target, it should get inserted. Fine. So first record should get updated, second record should get inserted. So how I will decide that which record I want to insert and which record I want to update? So for that we need to take lookup. Till the time what we were doing, we were taking lookup on any other either reference table which is having value. We just comparing, we are getting value from lookup and we are populating inside the target. Or else if you want to join two tables, even you can use lookup for that as well, because lookup act as which join? Left outer. So now as this is SED type 1 and we need to check the values are present in target or not. So this lookup will be on target. So now what I will do, I'll just pass ID column to lookup. In underscore ID, condition will be ID equal to ID. Whenever ID equal to ID, I'll just create a flag port over here which will tell me that either I'm going to insert that record or update. So what we need to do if the ID which is coming from lookup is null, if is null of lookup ID, then I can say directly insert. If it is not null, then again here if first name is not going to change, so we don't need to compare first name. So the very first condition, if it is null, directly mark it as insert. Now when it will go to this condition, if this is not matching, if the id is not null, then what we are checking, if the last name which is coming from the source is not equal to the last name which is there coming from the lookup, or because there is one more column, city, or the city which is coming from the source is not equal to the city which is coming from lookup, then update or else reject. Fine. Now to update record or to insert record, we need update strategy transformation. So this is the update strategy transformation. No properties. Update strategy expression means here you can write the condition. We'll see how we can write. Forward rejected rows means as some records are not matching with your condition, like some are what we have marked I, U and R. So if you want to reject forward those rejected rows to the next transformation, you can check this box. And tracing level, that is same for every transformation. So here now in update strategy, what we need to do is we can take columns from the source itself, we don't need lookup. So I will take all the columns which are coming from source and the flag as well to decide what I need to do. So there are two ways to specify what you want to do with this update strategy. And yeah, this is the active transformation because we can reject the rows from this transformation update strategy. So if you want to insert, either you can specify dd insert. If you want to update, you can specify dd update, dd delete or dd reject. Fine. And these are the numeric values, 0, 1, 2, 3. Even anything will work, either write this or write numeric value. Fine. So here if the flag which is coming from source is equal to I, then either Now either you can write dd insert or 0. So here I will write 0 for insert if flag is equal to I, 0. If so rather than writing this condition multiple time, here again we are writing the same condition. If it is I, then 0. If it is what I can say, update, then 1, and or else reject. So what we can do is, rather than writing this condition multiple time, here we can make it as integer, and if it is null, then we can directly specify 0. If it is not null and these values are changing from the source, so we can specify 1 or else 3. 3. Okay. Now I don't need to put any condition. Whatever is the value of flag, it will automatically take 0, 1, 3, because we have already calculated in expression. So id, fname, city. There is one more way. So after even we don't need to take this expression as well. So after this source qualifier and lookup, you can take a router. In router, whatever condition we are checking over here, you can create two group. One is for insert, one is for update. For insert, just check is null condition. For update, check that the id should not be null and these values are changing, and pass one. In that case you will need two target instances, one for insert, one for update. After router there will be two pipelines, so there will be two update strategy. In first update strategy you can by default say 0, because that is coming from insert, so every record is going to insert. And for second you can specify 2, and in the router itself you can reject all the 3 records. Fine. So whenever you are using update strategy in your mapping, so here treat source rows values you will see as data driven till the time, means if you don't use update strategy you will see different values over there. Insert, take anything, insert, insert. Fine. So now we are deciding at mapping level that what we need to do, either insert, update or delete for that record. And data driven means whatever you are specifying, dd insert, data driven. did he insert, did he update, did he delete, did he reject. Fine. So based on that, it is going to take the decision. It's not like insert or update only. Fine. So if you are using update strategy, it should be data driven, or else your mapping will behave something else. So this is for source, this is from target, our lookup is also on target, normal. 0 record fetch, 0 record inserted. Why is it so? So I forgot to do the commit. So 2 record fetch and only 1 record is affected. Get session log. And 1 error. So I'll just show you the target. So this record is not got updated, but this got inserted. So whenever you are using update strategy, fine, whenever you are using update strategy and you are doing update operation on your target, so your target should have primary key. Fine. So I'll just delete this record from target. So again our target is same like previous. This is still Pune and from source this is Nagpur and this is Pune. So now it should insert one record and it should update one record. So for that we need primary key. So it's fine that you can create primary key at Informatica level itself. Means Informatica will not go and check that this is the primary key in Oracle or not. So to update the record, Informatica just need a primary key. So this is at Informatica level we are saying this is the key. Fine. I'll just go and refresh the session. Fine. To record fetch, to affected. No error in session log as well. So if I just go here and check the target, so the first record got updated with Nagpur and the second record got inserted with Pune. This is what is there in source. Right? So this is what SED type 1 means. And suppose now what is the limitation of static lookup? SED type 1 understood, everyone understood what SED type 1 means and how we can achieve it. So I'll just show you the limitations of the what I can say, static lookup. So again what I will do, I'll delete this record. Again for here I'll set it back to Pune. Fine. Our previous target source is this, and now what I will do, suppose 101 is the record Nagpur, 102 is the record which is Ashish, and in the same run there is one more record for Ashish saying Ashish Patil Mumbai. So what is the expected behavior? This is the target. So this record will get updated with Nagpur. One more record will get inserted with Ashish and Pune. And when we get this record from source, it should update that Pune with Mumbai. So ultimately we should have only 2 records in target. Fine. So if I just go back here. So 3 record fetch and 3 affected. So we'll see what happens. If you have two pipelines over here, so you will be having two target instances. So you will come to know if this is the insert flow, just give name as type1 underscore trg underscore insert, and that will be a instance name. That will be a instance name. You can just rename it from here, saying this is insert. One more pipeline, and that will be kind of update. So by just seeing the statistic, you will be able to understand how many records went to insert and how many record went to update. So now we'll see the records in target. So what happened, like first record got updated, that is what expected. Second record got inserted, but this record should not get inserted, rather than it should update the first record. Rather than keeping Pune over here, it should update this Mumbai here. Fine. But why it is happening, like I'll show you in spreadsheet. This is your source. This is your source, and what was there in target. Pune. Fine. So, and one more record was there, control C, control V, saying Mumbai. So as I said, whenever the first record hits from source to lookup transformation, lookup will create the cache. So now the first record, this record from source qualifier hits to lookup, lookup will create a cache. So now what will be there in lookup? LKP so this record will be there in a lookup cache. Now this coming record will get compared with the lookup cache record. It will say that the ID is there, but city is changing. In expression we are doing calculation and we are marking it as an update. Now this record is coming, it will check in lookup cache, it is not there. It will return null ID. Fine. And as the ID is null, what our logic says, it should be insert. So again third record comes, cache is the same, static cache. So cache will never change for that run. So again third record came, will get compared with the lookup cache, and what lookup will return? Null. Even that record got inserted into the target, because the cache is static. You have already created a cache and cache is having this record. Fine. So what I will do now, Pune. So we'll do slight modifications over here. So what we will do is, so it's caching now. So I told you, whenever we do uncache, what it will do, for each and every row it will go and fire query on database and it will check the value. Fine. So we have created like uncache, so for each and every row it will go and check. Here you can say apply, okay. we can overcome with that situation, but this is not a good practice, but I'm just showing you there is one way. Create earlier reference to me is not inserted. So to implement that, if you are getting same records in same run, suppose in this case as well, in this case as well, you will end up with inserting 3 records. Even though there is a duplicate, it will insert all the 3, because for all the 3 IDs it will return null. Even if you do a static lookup or uncached lookup. So the way to overcome this situation is go to property, say caching enabled, and say dynamic lookup cache. So what dynamic lookup cache will do, we'll see this mapping later on. We'll not directly jump into dynamic lookup. First we'll see one more mapping for SED type 2 with the same static lookup. Will not consider such kind of records, will not add this kind of records from the source, because you understood the concept of static lookup, what actually static lookup means. So how dynamic lookup will work, like dynamic lookup also will create a cache at first moment when the first record hits from source to lookup. Then if this record comes and this record is not there in target, so still dynamic lookup will return you null and it will insert that record into the cache. It will not insert that record into the target, it will insert into the cache and it will give you id as null, means this record will get inserted. So now if this record comes from the source, now it will get compared with this which is there in cache. So all the values are same, so this record will get rejected, and again if this record is coming, it will return the id, but the city is changing, so it will update the previous record which got inserted into the target. Fine. This is how your dynamic lookup will work. It will insert that record into the cache, and now see, if this record is coming like Ashish Patil and Mumbai, so it will update the cache as well. It will update the cache. So if you get again this record, so it will get compared with Mumbai. Fine. If the values are changing, it will update the cache. So now this record will get compared with Mumbai, and again it will mark it as update, and as we are forwarding this row, so again it will update the cache. Fine. So any doubts with SED type 1? Any confusion? Delete, we don't need to do delete. You can perform delete, but what you'll scenario wise, SED type 1 means what? If the record is there, update it. If it is not there, insert it. So our requirement is not like that we need to perform a delete. You can perform a delete, but that doesn't make any sense over here. In SED type 1, 2 and 3, delete doesn't make any sense. Type 1 will just insert, if there will update. Type 2, if the record is there, will insert one more record, will end the previous record. If the record itself is not there, will insert that record with the higher date. Fine.